Oh, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Stop that right now.
Oh, come on. Aren't you even slightly in the holiday spirit?
The holiday spirit. If you're talking about receiving gifts, then yes, I'm in the mood for that.
Don't be silly. The holiday spirit doesn't have anything to do with giving and receiving gifts.
Oh, then enlighten me, Toady. What does the holiday spirit consist of?
The holiday spirit is a warm and glowy feeling that you have in your heart. You can't buy it, and you can't get it from anybody else.
And you, my dear Toady, are a disgrace.
Oh, that's odd. Someone's trying to contact us on the Tech 9000.
Well, I think there's a malfunction because I don't see anything on the screen but blue.
Some creature, Krampus has come.
Krampus?
Who?
It's Krampus, like the opposite of St. Nicholas.
St. Nicholas?
You know, Father Christmas.
Yeah, that's not ringing a bell.
Oh, you have to know Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah, of course I know Santa.
Well, as you know, Santa Claus rewards well-behaved children with gifts and sweets. Well, Krampus, on the other hand, punishes misbehaved children.
Silence. The mighty Krampus has come. Now is the time to choose your penance.
What does he mean, choose? I don't understand.
Choose the form of your punishment.
How clever. So whatever we think of, he'll use to punish us. Like, if we think of a fiddle-playing contest, he'll use that. So don't think of anything, Toady.
The choice has been made.
Choice? We didn't think of anything. Did you choose something, Toady?
I couldn't help it. It just popped in my head.
What popped in your head, Toady? What did you choose?
Koopa Klaus. The Super Mario Brothers Super Show Christmas Special. We have to talk about the Super Mario Brothers Super Show Christmas Special.
A Christmas special? I talk about video games, not television shows.
But it needs to be done, or else he's going to take us away.
Nintendo's biggest franchise got its own cartoon back in 1989 with the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, which was, of course, based on the Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. 2 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Each show was made up of two parts: the live-action segment, which shows Mario and Luigi, depicted by Lou Albino and Danny Wells, respectively, living in Brooklyn, where they own and operate the Mario Brothers Plumbing out of a basement workshop that also doubles as their home. During these segments, the brothers would often be visited by celebrity guests like Magic Johnson, Eve Plum, Cyndi Lauper, Cassandra Peterson, and Ernie Hudson. This was followed by the cartoon segment, which explains how the brothers ended up in the Mushroom Kingdom during the introduction at the beginning of every animated episode.
It's the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's the game. Found the secret water while working on the drain. Lend the princess a hand in the mushroom land. Join the action with the plumbers, you'll be hooked on the brothers. Now, evil Koopa and his troopers are up to misbehaving. They kidnapped the princess mushroom land, needs saving. Abusing and confusing, everybody discovers they can't help but be hooked on the brothers.
Like most shows of the time, the Super Mario Bros. Super Show had various holiday specials, and today we'll be discussing the show's Christmas special entitled Koopa Klaus. The episode starts with the Mario Brothers enjoying a boxing match on their television when they're interrupted by an unexpected guest, child star Brian Bonsall, who, after some coercing by the Mario Brothers, admits that he's decided to run away from home.
Brian!
Okay, I admit it. I'm lying like a dog. I'm running away from home. Boy, I didn't think I'd crack that easy.
We then begin the cartoon segment of the show, where we find King Koopa at one of his many castles littered across the Mushroom World, this one being located somewhere near the North Pole. He's overseeing the destruction of toys by a machine that resembles an evil nutcracker, while expressing his hatred for the spirit of Christmas and revealing his plan to stop the dreaded holiday once and for all.
I'm off to the North Pole to drop those bombs on Santa's workshop. I'll freeze the North Pole, and everyone will have a very unmerry Christmas. And an unhappy New Year. Leave the cruel lines to me, okay?
We then find the Mario Brothers, Princess Toadstool, and Toad emerging from a tunnel in a very snowy landscape. We learn that the trio was intending on spending their holiday in Hawaii land, but as it turns out, Toad has accidentally, and I say that with air quotes, taken them to the North Pole.
As long as we're here, why don't we pay a visit to Santa's workshop?
As long as we're here, eh? Did you plan this, Toad?
Well, it is Christmas time, Mario.
My favorite time of the year! Presents, presents, presents!
Having decided to make a quick detour to Santa's workshop, Princess Toadstool decides that this is the time to give Toad his Christmas present early.
Actually, Toad, I've got something I wanted to give to you.
Did someone say something about a present? I've always got time to get a Christmas present.
Merry Christmas, Toad. After all your hints, I decided to give you just what you wanted.
Yummy! A snowboard! I love Christmas!
Are you serious? If memory serves me correctly, they were going to be spending Christmas in Hawaii, and her present to Toad was a snowboard. Here, Toad, something you won't be able to use until we decide to visit another snow kingdom. Happy holidays indeed. Regardless, shortly after receiving his thoughtful gift, the gang is attacked by Koopa Klaus, who drops a few bombs on them, and we learn that Toad is not as selfless as you might originally think. After the princess scolds Toad for being self-centered, the gang ends up at Santa's workshop, where they discover it's been completely frozen by Koopa's ice bombs. Luckily, Santa Claus has been spared being turned into a giant ice circle and has been kidnapped by King Koopa. After a short chase, the brothers eventually come up with a plan to blow Koopa Klaus out of the sky by using a seesaw as a catapult to launch an ice block at Koopa's sleigh. They manage a direct hit after only one attempt, and the sleigh makes a crash landing. Afterwards, we get to witness one of the best scenes in any holiday specials ever, King Koopa making his escape while literally using Santa Claus as a snowboard. The brothers give chase, and Koopa Klaus eventually has to seek shelter in a cave where he holds Santa ransom over the edge of a cliff. He threatens to drop the old man into the icy waters below if they don't back off. Princess Toadstool tries to talk him out of ruining Christmas, to which he makes the mistake of shouting his hatred for the holiday.
No more Mr. Nice Koopa. I got the jolly man, see? One false move and he goes over the cliff. And I got a feeling it won't be such a happy landing, see?
I can't believe you would do that, Koopa. Doesn't Christmas mean anything to you?
Christmas? Christmas is a bah-hum coop. A bah-hum coop. A bah-hum coop. snake. Wait a minute. What about me?
Indeed, Mario certainly showed his true colors when he decided to leave King Koopa to figure out his own escape. Regardless, having rescued Santa, the gang heads back to Santa's workshop, where Santa laments that Christmas is still ruined because his workshop and all of his elves are still frozen in ice. But then Toad does the unthinkable.
Take my snowboard. At least you'll have one present you can give.
Toad, in all my life, I've never seen anyone express the true spirit of Christmas better than you.
Don't cry, Santa, please.
I'm just so happy.
Look, the spirit of Christmas giving is touching everything.
Toad, your unselfish act fills me with the warm spirit of Christmas.
And it melts Koopa's ice.
That's a beautiful moral, and surprisingly relevant to our situation. But whatever happened to Brian Bonsall? You know, the kid from the beginning, who was running away from home?
Don't worry, Toady. We do indeed get a conclusion to the live-action segment after the cartoon. Mario recounts a story where he once ran away from home himself as a child after being grounded for roughhousing with his brother. We learn that during his absence, however, Mama Mario and Luigi, they weren't especially concerned with the fact that he was gone. In fact, they agreed that without Mario there was a lot more room and food in the house. However, that doesn't mean that Mama Mario didn't love her son.
Mom, I'm sorry I ran away from home. You're probably worried sick.
About what?
Mom, did you miss me?
No, I don't miss your yelling. I didn't miss your fighting with your brother. And I didn't miss your room in a mess. But you I miss.
Mom.
What was that for, Mom? Just in case.
So, the moral of the story is not to run away from home because your family might enjoy it too much?
Exactly. Sure, the moral of the live-action segment was a little tongue-in-cheek, but the Christmas special in its entirety was terrific. The voice acting, the animation, and the music was all fantastic. As you've already mentioned, the storyline and the characters are relatable, and the scene where King Koopa uses Santa Claus as a snowboard automatically makes this a holiday classic.
Well, I'm glad you learned something about the spirit of Christmas. And on that note, I got you a present for the holiday.
Why, Toady, I'm touched. What did you get me?
A snowboard, of course. Just kidding. You'll have to open it to find out. But did you get me anything in return?
Don't be a tuna head.
Oh, well, that's all right. I understand.
Of course I got you a present, Toady.
Aw, shucks. Thanks, Jeffrey. That means a lot.
Well, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to
Do the Mario!
Do the Mario! Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do